Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at Etrailer, and today we're going to be replacing our Rock Tamer Mud Flaps on our Jayco. Now these are universal and can go on trucks, RVs, whatever it may be. They add a lot of nice touch to it, kind of give it a heavy duty kind of feel to it. So whether it's your tow truck and you want to actually put some mud flaps on there to protect what you're towing, or as you can see, our neighbor here actually flat tows their vehicle. So this is a good added protection, just kind of keep those rock chips and mud from flinging on the car while driving. Now the mud flaps are extremely durable. You can see they're kind of like a thick horse mat material, and they're actually woven in, so they're pretty strong, but our neighbor here has a little bit of a tear. And while most people say, well, that could last for a while, I'm kind of particular with my vehicles, and I know every time I walk past it, it would bother me. So he's going ahead and replacing it. So looking at the replacement parts and trying to find all the right stuff, we've also found that there's replacement parts for essentially all of this. So really, if you get one second hand on a good deal, or just over time with driving on the road, it's lost some of its hardware, or you'd want to just replace it, we actually have a lot of that available. So being able to replace just individual parts is really nice because you don't have to buy a whole new system. I'm the kind of person that when I buy a product, I want to know that I can actually rebuild it if I need to, or at least get the parts for it. And that's the great part, is all of the hardware comes in an individual pack, so you can get exactly what you need to make sure that it's all up to OEM spec. You're not having to mismatch bolts or anything like that, and it's going to look uniform the whole time. Now this neighbor in particular, reason he brought it in, not only for that tear, but also you can see where it actually, the hub goes onto the receiver. Those nuts started to back out and it started walking back, which you can see here on this hitch. And it actually ended up making contact with his bumper. He had to go and repaint his bumper because it scratched it up. Now, along with that, it made contact with it on the road, and there's these plastic caps that go on our bolts, and this is supposed to protect against your bumper so it doesn't scratch, but as we can see here, this one has seen better days, and in fact, it's going to come off pretty easy. So we're going to be replacing not only his mud flap, but these caps as well. And as we kind of go through it, if there's any other hardware that needs to be replaced, I know that I can actually get those parts here at Etrailer to get this looking brand new again. So here we have our new replacement flap here, and we will have to transfer over our plate here, as well as some of this hardware. It's already pre-drilled here, so it should be pretty easy getting these out. But it kind of brings me to my next point. This here, you're going to want to transfer it over so it looks cohesive with the other one, but you can actually get replacement ones of these. And also, if you are a Chevy or GMC fan, they actually have ones that say Chevy or GMC. If you want to add that little bit of customization, that's no problem. And for you truck owners, if your exhaust dumps out right here, they might melt over time. These are pretty durable, but having hot exhaust on them over time can actually burn holes and cause damage. Not to worry, there is a heat shield that is available for these, and it actually bolts in place. It's stainless, it's really pretty looking, and it has holes here, so you can actually screw it into here. And it's nice that they have these segments. It makes the installation a lot easier than just blind firing with a drill bit. And also with that, they have a boring tool that you can pick up to get nice clean holes in those as well. So a heat shield is going to help protect that. There's also ducts available that you can put in here to where the exhaust can kind of flow out of it. So plenty of customization with these. But as far as replacement, it's going to be really easy knowing that we have all the same hardware. So to begin this, we're going to just take those plastic caps off of our nuts, and that should be pretty easy here. I'm just going to take a small flathead. And as we can see, this one's already kind of broken. But these are nice because not only are they going to prevent scratching on our bumper, but it's going to kind of keep these looking nice over time, because as all that stuff flings up, it's bound and determined to kind of get on these as well. So having these caps is really nice. So just with the flathead, I'm going to go ahead and pry all these off. So now to get our mud flap off here, we're going to just take a 13mm socket, and these are a carriage bolt in the front, so those are going to stay in place once I loosen these nuts up. And all of this hardware actually looks really good. The plastic caps did a good job of protecting them, so we're going to be able to reuse the hardware. But again, this comes down to when you use these on the road, sometimes they see some pretty serious abuse and things can fall off. While granted, these are all stainless hardware, and they should hold up for a long time. Crazy things happen sometimes when you're out on the road. So if you need to pick up a hardware kit, you can actually specify for each spot, and they all come in a pack. And what's nice is You'll see here when we go to transfer this actually has kind of a theft deterrent bit here, which you can normally pick up at a hardware store, but it actually comes with the Allen that is keyed to that. So that's really nice too. So our carriage bolts are out, so now we just need to pull our mud flap off, and I'm gonna kind of just slide it out here. Now we can kind of really see this damage. So again, it's not horrible, and these are pretty robust. That's me putting quite a bit of force to even get a little bit of shred on it. So it would hold up over time, but again, I totally get it, because with my vehicles, this is the kind of stuff that drives me crazy for no reason really. It's just every time I walk past it, I'm gonna see it. So replacing it seems like a great option. So now we need to transfer over our stainless plate here, since this one is in good condition. So going with a 10mm socket, I'm gonna go ahead and get these all loosened up. So here we have our plate, and it's gonna go onto our new one here. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put my spacers in place here. But once these are in place, we can put the plate in place and then run our bolts through that. Now these are kind of tricky to kind of get all in place, so find a good method that works best for you. But I'm gonna just try to get these all fed in, and then just finger tight our nylon lock nuts on. And then once we have all those, we can actually go back and tighten them down. So now we got that transferred on our new mat, looking beautiful and brand new. So we'll go ahead, we'll slide this back in and get our hardware on. Now to make this a little bit easier and trying to get this back in, I tried to slide it, it's pretty tight. Go ahead and loosen this 8mm nylon nut up, and that's gonna kind of open this clamp up a little bit, allowing us to actually get this in place a lot easier. As you can see, it's now able to get in place. So once I have my holes lined up, I'm gonna go ahead, put our carriage bolt back in. And that's gonna kind of just hold it there. Now I can push our little carriage bolt in when we had our 8mm. And probably tighten that down as the rest of them are aligned. So now for that finishing touch, now that it's all tightened down, we're gonna put our brand new plastic caps on here. So these are gonna stay protected for a long time. So I'm just gonna press them on with my thumb, and that should be enough pressure. I had my mallet ready just in case, but it does look like these go on nice and easy. And it's gonna be that finishing touch. So again, this is just really nice to be able to get the parts you need to make your existing mud flaps back to brand new, or just refresh it over time. Again, these things see quite a bit of abuse. Pretty much anything you throw at the road, you're gonna see thrown onto here. And that was a look and installation of a replacement Rock Tamer Mud Flap. Do not worry if you need to replace something as small as a cap, the hardware, if you want to customize, if you want to swap to a different vehicle, or just replace some old worn out portions of it, that's no problem. You can do it piece by piece, and we have all those parts here available at Etrailer. Thanks for watching.